So we have a great selection of fantastic startups from Madrid, which I have the luck of at least knowing nearly every single one of them. So that's really cool. By the way, we have some free space here, so those of you there at the back, if you want to come and sit down, now is the time to make sure you can, free space, front row. Guys, I'll let you, come on. People standing there. You're comfy there, it's better here, trust me. The blood will hit you, and the sweat and all that stuff, it's always cool. Okay, so to start, we have a set of 6 startups ranging from different verticals. The idea here was to show the wide variety that we have in Madrid in terms of verticals. The typical question that we always get asked is, what is Madrid good at? And sometimes it's very hard to answer that because, well, Madrid is good at a lot of things. There's no one specific vertical that you would say, oh, we are the shit here. We are the shit on all of them. And to prove that, I want to welcome our first startup. So please give a very big applause to Ángel Sánchez from Revooly Smart Solutions. Big applause to Ángel.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ángel Sánchez. I'm CEO from Revooly. I'm here to show you how you're going to receive your groceries on next years. Do you remember how was your life before Amazon? Do you know the supermarket are delivering only the 5% of the total sales? So then maybe you can think how big is going to be that market in the next years. So Revooly, we are a tech startup doing full zero-emission last-mile deliveries. Full means hardware and software, so we can control the whole process from the cash line to your front door. There is 3 main problems in the last mile. No digitalization, no productivity control, and no eco-friendly deliveries. What is our solution? A full last mile process digitalization, real-time track and trace services, also a zero-emissions multimodal fleet. We start our company on 18. We invoice for year almost around €500,000, and we are going to invoice 1.1 million in 19. We already done more than 200 keys eco deliveries, and we are doing more than 12K deliveries every month. At this moment, we are working in Madrid, Zaragoza, and Logroño, and we plan to open Barcelona, Valencia, Málaga, and Sevilla before the end of this year. You can see some customers we are working with. Maybe you are thinking, how big is the grocery market? Well, let me tell you, it's 2 billion euros in the whole Europe. That means 2 and 12 zeros. Not bad, isn't it? We have a solid partner collaboration ecosystem. And what next in Revooly? We have 2 main goals. First one is keep improving our software and our machine learning algorithm. And the second one is kickstarting our franchise model. To get that, we are looking, okay, it's not working, maybe no batteries. But in any case, to get that, we are looking for 1 million, so please check your pocket because maybe you had some thousands there. And that's all. Thanks for listening. I'm Ángel from Revooly. Thanks for coming, and have a happy deliveries. Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so this is for everyone, we're having a little bit of issues. So the closer you get there, the better it works. Here, give it to them. Next one, there we go. Okay, I love more and more people. There's still free space here, guys, at the back. You can come and sit down. We're nice people, right? We're nice people, right? Okay, very good. Are you having fun? Are we having fun? Okay, we can do better, right? We're in Madrid. Are we having fun? There we go. That's the spirit. Okay, so our next contender. We've met in Colombia, in the jungles of Colombia. Oh, wait, there we go. We met in the jungles of Colombia, but he's actually from here with also African blood, so he's the ultimate warrior. Please welcome our next startup, Matthias Inso from Kuorum.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthias, and I am co-founder of Kuorum. We help local governments to engage with citizens. But how important is citizen engagement? In 2011, 79 countries created the Open Government Partnership, an international organization devoted to foster more participatory democracies. As a consequence of that, now there are new regulations that make it compulsory for local governments to have a citizen engagement website. And therefore, Kuorum is a software as a service that makes it easier for local governments to comply with this obligation. They can launch a citizen engagement website in less than a minute, and they can open debates, surveys, consultations, participatory budgets, and even get petitions from citizens. We charge them a yearly fee that goes from 1,000 to 24,000 euros, depending on the size of the municipality and on the features they subscribe. And we had customers like the regional government of Manchester, the City Council of Vienna, and several regional and local governments in Spain. With that, we had revenues for over 200,000 euros. And we have competitors, of course, but we also have a very powerful competitive advantage, speed, because we can do in 1 minute what they can only do in... Whoa, okay, now it's working. One of the most interesting things of the business is the market. I'm going to even come to my corner. It's a $10 billion market, the GovTech market. 35% of it is owned by big corporations like Oracle, Microsoft, or SAP, but so far, they dedicated only to improve the internal efficiency of governments. And now there's a new trend towards improving the communication between governments and citizens. So when these big elephants want to come in, they will need to choose between creating their own traction or buying a company like ours. We were recognized by big corporations like Telefonica, IBM, or Uber, and we did all that thanks to a brilliant team. I met my CFO, Chema, when we were kids. He has an international MBA and is very experienced running new businesses. And Iñaki, more than 10 years of experience leading web development teams for projects like Entradas.com or the sales website of El Corte Inglés. We also have sales partners, big corporations like Indra or Ferrovial that help us to scale faster. And the goal is to achieve 1 million in accumulated revenues before 2021. Now, in order to do that, we're offering an investment opportunity of 200,000 euros that we will use to push for more sales in Spain and Latin America. But the most important thing, we are changing the way our cities work for good, and this will have an impact in the lives of each and every one of us. Thank you.
Mr. Matt, thank you very much. Okay, so our next startup, also coming from Madrid. Please welcome our next contender, Carlos Bernabeu from MiCappital. Thank you, Carlos. Come on, people. Wait, Carlos, get back. We have to do this right, okay?
Let's do it again.
Okay, we're going to do this right. Carlos Bernabeu from MiCappital. Now we're talking.
Okay, thank you. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have had this question. What can I do with my savings? You might have in mind buying a house, or maybe a brand new car, or maybe just enjoy a couple of days off in your holidays, right? But the problem here is that some of you have your savings in your bank account, and it's yielding 0%. So what can you do? Should you go and visit your branch office? I mean, pretty much everyone here is a millennial, so we would never set foot in the branch. And if you go there, they will probably sell you, pretty shitty products. So we've got the answer. My name is Carlos Bernabeu, and this is MiCappital. We help you save and invest your money without having to switch bank accounts and in the best products that the bank has to offer. You will take control of your savings 24/7. We will build you a bespoke plan to reach your goals. And this will all be happening with an advisor at your side. We're completely different. This is happening in your bank We're 100% online, completely independent, and we're regulated both in Spain and in Europe. We never handle your money. We only give you the best advice. So what do we need to do? Well, the first thing is that this is very simple. We will build and assess the risk profile. You will have a chat with a bot. Then you will be choosing your bank or the couple of banks that you work with, and our algorithms will actually build a custom bespoke portfolio. MiCappital's first 22 months, we've had 650 monthly investors, 4,500 active users, over 14 million in assets under management, and a 20% monthly growth rate. And what's the key here? Well, the key here is that we're trying to disrupt a traditional market. The same way Airbnb did with hotels and Uber with taxis, we are trying to build the #1 investment platform without the client's money. During 2019, we had some numbers here. For example, our investments yielded 10.4% in average. We saved over 140,000 euros in fees, and we added over 40% more banks to our platform. And the key here is that we're focusing on an unattended section of the ecosystem. It's 41 million clients in retail banking that are completely unattended. And the best part, guys, is that we only charge our fee if we make the investments profitable. So this is a win-win situation for us, the company, and for you guys as investors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So as you say, we're bringing a mix of startups, different verticals, touching different industries. Our next contender is actually radically different. We've been talking about financial stability. We've been talking about community and organizing and digitalization. But in this case, we're going to talk to something that might be very niche. It's extremely important. Is how do you get the right pieces to do maintenance for critical infrastructure, defense, airlines, everything that's critical that needs to have the pieces on time? Well, that's exactly what our next contender is about. So please welcome our next startup, Francisco Inglés from OBUU.
Good morning, everyone. I am Francisco Inglés, co-founder at OBUU with Mario and Nicolas, that they are sitting over there. Hello. And we have developed and put into the market Stockwatch, a cloud-based logistics intelligence software for inventory optimization, supply chain diagnostics, and process simulation into the complex machine maintenance, like aircrafts, defense systems, trains, any machine on the road transport, wind generators, and critical infrastructure. Basically, the users, they log in into our cloud-based platform after they pay a yearly fee and process a huge amount of data so that they can define optimized provisioning strategies to end up saving up to 20% of their stock investment. So imagine for an airline with a $20 million inventory worth inventory, what that means. They can also improve the system availability or lower the risk of shortage to under 0.5%. Something we are very proud of is that the users with our software, they can run a diagnostic and link the efficiency that they are reaching per euro invested. So the red point will be the diagnostic. How are you doing with your current strategies? And each one of the blue points is showing the maximum availability or efficiency reachable for every range of investment. So look into the chart. It won't be difficult to the user to find a strategy in which he has a better performance with a lower investment. We got here, thanks to that we got a ridiculous amount of support. We started in France with Airbus BizLab, validating our algorithms. Then Carlos Romero and his ESA-BIC team hooked us up to come back home, to come back to Madrid, and what a good decision, because we got funded by Neotech from the CDTI. We won a lot of awards and started a lot of projects. And at the end, we got visibility and resources. But the one treasure we have, something that's only ours and made by us, is the team. We are more like a gang or a fraternity of average, medium people that we are not much in the individual. But when we are put together, the magic happens. We are extremely complementary, all engineers, all friends, all family, and all extremely success-oriented. So people in companies like these ones, they love working with us. I'll give you 3 seconds to read and flip out. And the tip is that the future looks like it is in our side. So we are going widely international with a recurrent revenue model. And the tip of the day is that we are going to need funds for that, which means that could be probably an opportunity for investors in the room. So this is my email. Remember my face, and I will be happy to talk about it with any of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Francisco. Big pleasure. How many times you've been on an airplane taking a trip somewhere and it was delayed or canceled? Raise your hand. Those that are not raising your hand, you don't travel or what? Seriously? A train? A bus? Whatever. And how many times you thought, we should put some kind of complaint with the company? Raise your hand. How many of you actually did it? Oh, wow. Nasty people. It's like, of course. Well, not everyone has the time or the knowledge or the feeling of going like, you know what, I'm not going to fight with someone for 3 hours just to get 30 euros back. But now we have something that fixes that. We've automated the complaint. I would say complaint as a service. Yeah, more or less. So to talk about that, please give a very warm welcome to Pablo Rabanal from Reclamador. Reclamador.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Pablo. I'm the founder of Reclamador. We are an online legal services provider that basically help people defend their rights whenever there's some kind of consumer abuse from a big company. So we've been in the market for 8 years so far. We are in the legal tech sector. We're not a law firm. We are a technology firm that provides legal services, which is something completely different. And what we do, we call it crowd complaining because we mainly focus on those cases that affect hundreds of thousands of people, even millions, and they follow a similar pattern. And we make it accessible for them by allowing them to claim by clicking. They can do everything from the desk. We work on a no-win, no-fee basis, and we have developed our own software that, as of today, is allowing us to file up to 35,000 lawsuits a year with just a team of 45 lawyers. We handle claims with airlines. We handle claims with financial institutions. We handle claims with the administration when it comes to tax properties. We also handle labor claims, medical negligences, and we'll handle many, many more of all the claims. So far, we have 250,000 clients. We've claimed over 200 million euros. We have already recouped 40 million euros with a success rate of 98%. The other are in court, so as of today, we have 21 million euros in fees for us pending in court that at some point will be revenues for the company in the upcoming futures. And just for you to get an impact of technology in this sector, with just 45 lawyers and a team of 95 people, we are responsible for 22% of the mercantile court proceedings of the whole country in Spain. Our team is quite senior. We all have experience both in multinational and startup level. We have clients from all kinds of ages, genders. We all suffer consumer abuse at some stage. And we're backed by some of the main investors in the country, just to name a few: Caviedes and Partners, Faraday Venture Partners, Leandro Sigman also, Martin Barsaski with Axel Springer, which is a huge media German group. And we're also backed by some of the main banks in Spain, and we're also backed by public institutions as well. We've received a few awards so far. 2 years, we won the best B2C company in South Summit in 2017. We won Seed Rocket in 2012. We were named as the best execution model legal tech company this year. And The Financial Times appointed us as one of the fastest growing companies in Europe, 21 in Spain, 233 in Europe. We are the best digital services provider with best reputation, and we're all over the press almost every day. My time is out, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pablo. But that's one of the things I love about working in this conference. I've been working with the conference for more than 7 years now. And it's wonderful to see people you met during the startup competition and how each year they keep growing and growing. And then suddenly, wham, there's a big exit or a big round, and they become big boys and big girls, right? It's one of the most joyful things about working here. And I'm actually very proud of presenting our last startup for a very good reason. Is we always try to stress the importance of having more women in technology. And so it's my pleasure inviting our next speaker, female founder, Tiko. Big applause for Ana Villanueva.
Well, I hope next year I'm not the only woman co-founder on the stage. My name is Ana Villanueva. I'm co-founder and CEO Iberia of Tiko. We basically make it possible for you to sell your house in just 1 week. Let me give you some context. Meet Maria. She just increased the family, had a new baby, and need to move to a larger house. Meet Juan. He had a house for an investment, and the tenants just left, and he needs to sell the house. So what do Maria and Juan have in common? They're going to go through one of the most stressful times of their life, which is selling a house. I bet you've gone through that process too. And they're not alone. Every year in Spain, 500,000 people go through the very stressful and long process of selling their house. This is a huge market we're talking about, and a one that has not been disrupted. And the problem is that selling your house today is a disaster. It's a very long process. It takes an average of 8 months here in Spain. It's very inconvenient. It involves many inconveniences, such as strangers visiting your house. And it's complex. Even once you've found a buyer, you have to go through a long and bureaucratic, complex process. So enter Tiko. We make it possible for the homeowner to sell her house in just 1 week. Therefore, we bring speed, certainty, and convenience. And you will be asking, how do we make it possible in just 1 week? Well, basically, we have 2 ingredients. First of all, we have a very innovative business model in which we directly buy houses. So we remove the hardest obstacle, which is actually finding a buyer. We become that end buyer. And secondly, we use a lot of technology to make the process much more efficient. So how do we do it? The client fills a very brief form telling us the address and main characteristics of the house. We use our valuation model to submit an offer in just 24 hours. If the offer is accepted, we make an inspection. If everything is correct, we buy the house in just 1 week. That's why we are called instant buyers. Then we renovate it, and we resell it in a period of less than 90 days. Therefore, we get a small margin throughout a high volume of transactions every year. We position, so I'm sure you've heard of a lot of new ways of selling your house. Tiko positions itself as the fastest and easiest way. We have a lot of good references in the US, such as Opendoor, who is a company which is worth over $4 billion. We don't have a reference in Europe, and that's the ambition of Tiko, becoming the successful iBuyer in Europe. We're currently in Spain, and we're opening up new cities every month, and hopefully we'll be in 10 cities in 2 years. Why do we think we will be able to fulfill our ambition? Because we have a great team of international entrepreneurs and very committed, backed by leading investors such as Rocket Internet or V2V. So thank you very much.
Yay. Very good, Anna. Great job. She was nervous. She's like, I have more than 3 minutes. I'm like, you can do it. You know how to wing this stuff.